Have you ever found yourself just totally frustrated by the friction of traditional payments? I mean, waiting days for a check to clear, or doing that awkward scramble to find cash to split a dinner bill. It just feels so outdated, right? Well, if you bank with Citizens, you actually have a seriously powerful tool sitting right in your pocket right now. Today, we're diving into a full explainer on exactly how to set up and master Zelle with Citizens Bank. It's the fast, free, and incredibly secure way to move your money instantly.
So let's just quickly map out our journey for today. We're going to cover getting started with Zelle, exactly what prerequisites you need, your step-by-step setup, how to solve common issues, leveraging Zelle for your business, and finally wrap up with some essential FAQs and tips.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Getting Started with Zelle. You know, modernizing your cash flow doesn't mean you have to download some shady third-party app or hand over your sensitive banking login to a total stranger. Nope. It starts right inside your existing Citizens Bank account. Zelle is basically built on three main pillars for Citizens customers. First, it's fast. We're talking about money settling directly into bank accounts typically within minutes. Second, it's completely free, meaning zero transaction fees are charged by Citizens when you use it in the app. And most importantly, it's secure. Because it lives inside your actual banking app, your private account details are never shared with the person you're paying. Your data is locked down by the bank's native encryption. Pretty great, right?
Moving right along to Section 2, your prerequisites.
Let's look at exactly what you need to have ready before you actually begin the setup process. It's a really short list, but every single item here is absolutely crucial. You just need three things. First off, an eligible Citizens checking or savings account. Second, a US-based mobile phone number or an email address. And a quick heads up here, Zelle does not work with international numbers or VoIP numbers like Google Voice. Plus, both you and the person you're sending money to have to have US-based bank accounts. Okay, and third, just make sure you have the most recently updated version of the Citizens mobile app or your active online banking login credentials good to go.
Which brings us to Section 3, your step-by-step setup.
The actual setup sequence is just incredibly simple. We're going to walk through the mobile app setup first because, let's face it, that's where the vast majority of us are managing our payments anyway. Step 1, log into your Citizens mobile app using your password or Face ID and tap Transfer and Pay right there in the main menu. Step 2, tap Send Money with Zelle. For Step 3, the system's going to ask you to select either your US mobile number or email address to act as your unique Zelle identifier. You'll instantly receive a one-time passcode or OTP just to verify that you actually own that number or email. And finally, Step 4. Simply select which Citizens account you want to use for funding and receiving, accept those terms, and boom, you are fully authorized and ready to roll.
Now, if you're someone who prefers using a desktop computer, no worries. The workflow is just as smooth. You just log into online banking, click the Pay Bills and People tab, and select Send Money with Zelle. You'll do that exact same one-time passcode verification here. Oh, and here's a really important note for users at regional branches like Citizens Bank and Trust. Your Zelle platform is actually nested specifically within the electronic bill pay suite, so you literally have to enroll in and activate the bill pay module first before the Zelle option even becomes available to you. Just a little pro tip there.
Let's switch gears a bit for Section 4, Solving Common Setup Issues. So even with a super simple setup, you might occasionally hit a snag. Let's quickly tackle the absolute most common hurdle you might face when registering. This is the #1 issue people run into by far. You go to set up Zelle at Citizens and you get this annoying error message saying your phone number or email is already tied to a totally different financial institution.
Well, don't panic because the fix is actually incredibly easy. Right inside the Citizens app, just go over to the Zelle Activity tab, select Manage Profile, and simply follow the on-screen prompts to switch your preferred financial institution over to Citizens. The app will securely reassign your token right then and there. Or hey, if you prefer human touch, you can always just call Citizen Support directly at 1-800-656-6561, and they can seamlessly move your number over for you in no time.
Now this brings us to a really critical safety question regarding the permanence of sending money digitally. We've all been there. What happens if you make a mistake? Can you just hit an undo button?
Well, the answer depends entirely on the recipient's enrollment status. Let me explain. If you send money to someone who has never actually set up Zelle, the payment is going to show up as pending. In this one specific case, you can go into your activity page and just click Cancel this payment. Easy. However, if the recipient is already enrolled in Zelle, that payment is completed instantly. It is 100% irreversible. It cannot be canceled. This is exactly why you have to treat Zelle literally just like handing someone physical cash out of your wallet.
All right, moving on to Section 5, Zelle for your business.
If you happen to run a mid-sized company or a small business, leveraging Zelle can honestly drastically improve your cash flow and completely simplify your invoicing. And the data totally speaks for itself here. There's been a massive year-over-year jump in businesses adopting digital alternative payments. According to recent survey data, the adoption of B2C payment alternatives, just like Zelle, literally surged from 58% in 2023 up to a whopping 84% in 2024 among mid-sized companies. Traditional wire transfers are just plummeting, while instant digital payments are completely taking over.
In fact, as Michael Cummins, the executive vice president at Citizens, points out, adopting instant payments is really no longer a luxury. It's a core strategic business necessity. Customers and vendors nowadays pretty much demand this level of speed and convenience, right? And businesses that fail to adapt are honestly risking losing out on really valuable relationships.
Let's dive into Section 6, Key Features and Limits.
Understanding the operational boundaries of the Citizens Bank Zelle service is super crucial, especially for planning. When it comes to limits, Zelle differs pretty distinctly based on your account type. For personal accounts, you're typically looking at a daily send limit of $2,500, which caps out at $10,000 monthly. But for eligible business accounts, those boundaries expand quite a bit, up to $5,000 daily and $30,000 monthly. And hey, remember, these are just your send limits. There are literally no limits on the amount of money you can receive.
Now, I know we mentioned it earlier, but this is absolutely worth emphasizing again, $0. Yep. Whether you're moving $20 for a pizza with friends or $5,000 for a major business invoice, Citizens Bank charges absolutely no fees for these Zelle transactions. Free is always a good price, right?
And that brings us to our final section, essential FAQs and tips.
Okay, to really build your confidence in using the platform, we're going to cover some of the most pressing security protocols and general best practices. And this right here is probably the single most important question you need to understand when using literally any digital peer-to-peer payment network. Does Zelle offer purchase protection if a transaction goes wrong?
The answer is a hard, absolute no. Neither Citizens Bank nor Zelle offers any sort of purchase protection program for authorized payments. So if you use Zelle to buy, say, concert tickets from a total stranger online, and those tickets turn out to be completely fake, you're not going to get a refund. The golden rule here is absolute. You must only send money to people and businesses you explicitly know and trust. No exceptions.
Let's wrap up with a few rapid-fire tips to ensure you have smooth sailing. First up, avoid accidentally sending money to the wrong person by using the Zelle QR code feature that's built right into the Citizens app. You literally just scan and send. Second, know the difference between your transfers. Standard external bank transfers take 1 to 3 days to clear, while Zelle is designed to happen in minutes. Third, if you ever, for any reason, suspect an imposter scam, call Citizen Support immediately, because some qualifying scams might actually be eligible for reimbursement. And finally, always remember the golden rule of setup. Both parties absolutely must have US-based accounts for this to work.
To wrap this explainer up, please keep in mind that banking limits, interfaces, and terms are always subject to evolve over time. So you'll want to check citizensbank.com or your mobile app for the latest policies. But I want to leave you with this final thought. If your money can already move at the speed of an email, why on earth are you still waiting days for a piece of paper to clear? What's holding you back from modernizing your own cash flow today? Think about it. Drop a comment below with your own experiences, and until next time, stay smart, stay secure, and keep your money moving forward.